The Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Glory to you, O Lord. Now the 11 disciples went to Galilee, to the mountain to which Jesus had directed them. When they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. And Jesus came and said to them, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything that I have commanded you. And remember, I am with you always, to the end of the age." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, O Christ. People can become well known for many things. Some write best-selling novels. Others paint masterpiece artwork that hangs in museums, and still others compose magnificent pieces of music. Me? I went viral for a TikTok video. Well, at least church world viral, which is its own thing. 2 years ago, as I sat in my apartment on a Friday afternoon, staring at a blank computer screen and procrastinating my sermon for Holy Trinity Sunday, I turned to TikTok, as I often do in such moments, and stumbled across one clip of a scene from one of the best TV shows to ever have existed, Schitt's Creek. If you've seen the show, it's the scene where David is trying, painstakingly so, to describe his business proposal for the new general store to Patrick. Now, if you haven't seen the show, you should fix that. But that's about as much as you need to know for the purposes of this sermon illustration. It occurred to me watching that scene again 2 years ago while procrastinating my Trinity Sunday sermon, that David's fumbling, unsuccessful, although very well-meaning attempts to describe his plans for his new store are not altogether unlike the task set before us preachers today: to explain the Trinity. In my own take on the scene in my TikTok video, David's words take on new life with my captions underneath. It's like one God, but it's also like three gods. But it's not three gods, more like three persons, but not like human persons. Well, except for one of them, kind of. Ultimately, as the scene nears its end, as confusing as it began, the captions too arrive at their conclusion. At its core, the Trinity is mystery. It is indescribable and beyond human comprehension. Now, if you've come to church this morning in the hopes of better understanding the doctrine of the Trinity, I'm sorry to disappoint you, because truthfully, I don't know if I really have an answer. But instead, what I think we can take away from this bizarre feast day is that there is a multiplicity of ways to describe the indescribable God. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, Mother, Child, and Holy Companion, Comforter, Redeemer, and Giver of life. Or to borrow from St. Augustine, Lover, Beloved, and Love. The Trinity, while not explicitly biblical, is one way of describing who God is and how God relates to us. And there are so many other ways, too. In the back of All Creation Sings, the new hymnal supplement you may have already noticed under your seats, which we will dedicate this morning, there are 3 pages towards the back of the book full of scriptural images for God. God is a blazing bush, a strong fortress, Alpha and Omega, a mother bear, wisdom and word, to name just a few. Bring many names, the writer of hymn 1094 implores us in our worship and praise of God. At their core, all of these scriptural images, and even this day of the Holy Trinity, invites us to explore a question people of faith have been asking for as long as our very existence. What is God like? I'm running out of room to put things. What is God like? What is God like? That's a very big question, one that people from places all around the world have wondered about since the beginning of time. And while nobody has seen all of God, because God is far too big for any of us to fully see, we can know what God is like. God is like an eagle, sharp-eyed and swift, with wings so wide you can play under their shadows. God is like a river, constant and life-giving. When you grow near God, you'll sprout up strong as a tree. God is like the stars, forever present and bright. Even when they feel far away, you can always look up and see them winking at you. God is like a shepherd, brave and good, a protector who loves her sheep so much that she watches over all of them and knows each of their names by heart. God is like a fort, strong and secure, with walls that are mighty and safe. Inside, there are hidden places to hold you when you're scared or need a quiet place to rest. God is like a gardener, patient and nurturing. God plants, waters, weeds, and fertilizes the earth until every good thing on it seeks the nourishing sun and grows. God is like the flame of a candle, warm and inviting. With God close by, you can look to the light and see through the darkest of nights. God is like the wind, passionate and full of mystery. God is both here and mysteriously also over there. God is everywhere, swirling through the world, whistling around across mountain ranges, rustling through trees, and pressing against your cheeks on a breezy day. God is like an artist, creative and unpredictable, always busy making and remaking everything brilliant and new. God is like a mother, strong and safe. You can crawl up into her lap whenever you want to, and she will hold you until you fall asleep. God is like a father, gentle and safe. He will put you on top of his shoulders to give you a bird's eye view of all creation. God is like three dancers, graceful and precise. They move to the same music in very different ways, showcasing all of God's elegance and rhythm in your life. God is like a rainbow, vivid and full of color, a dazzling reminder of promise and hope for all people after a storm. God is like a best friend, faithful and true, closer to you than even your brothers or sisters. And because we know what God is like, we know that God is kind, God is forgiving, God is slow to get angry. God is quick to be glad. God is happy when you tell the truth and sad when things are unfair. She is your protector. He is trustworthy. They are friends when you feel alone. God hopes. God perseveres. What is God like? It's a very big question, one that people from all places around the world throughout all time have answered in many different ways. Keep searching, keep wondering, keep learning about God. But whenever you aren't sure what God is like, think about what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel brave, and what makes you feel loved. That's what God is like.